This is another edition of the Hong Kong House of Cards, a open/social scene set at the historic Hong Kong Theater, which has recently been renovated and reopened by the entrepreneur and new to the town playwright by the name of Morden. He's also circulated word through the supernatural communities that it's friendly to any and all supernaturals and has appropriately secure places to have conversations without breaking reality or masquerades or any other guidelines, rules, or stipulations that one might have to follow to protect the supernaturals. Well, the theater is open tonight. There's not necessarily any shows. However, there is kind of a nightclub martini lounge atmosphere to the theater as well, with both the floor in front of the main stage and the upper skyboxes set up with bars, bar top tables for ease of socializing, that sort of thing. And Morden's in attendance, keeping everyone, making sure everything's running smoothly, greeting people, thanking them for coming, networking across the board.
Satoshi will just show up. If Moradin is greeting guests, he will go through the whole, oh, hello, nice to be here, blah, 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 blah. To just kind of speed things up so people can head on inside. And yeah, he'll head on inside after that, so more people can show up so the scene can get started.
And supernaturals would know that he would have put word out already that there's the VIP rooms in the skyboxes are all supernatural friendly. So he would greet you, thank you for coming. Hope you enjoy the club, and kind of motion you in so he can keep getting people through the door as well.
And he will head on up to the VIP lounge.
Morden is fairly well dressed tonight, button down shirt, kind of a Mandarin style suit coat, but he's making it obvious as he greets people that he's the owner, not necessarily in a rude way, but he just wants to make sure people know who to talk to if there's something they'd like, if they have questions, that sort of thing.
I guess Nathan will come in next. He's actually dressed up a little bit since it's the theater and all. Even if it's not showing, he feels it's a place you should dress up for. So he'll just kind of walk in. He's got an eye, or he's not wearing an eye patch. He's just kind of got his fake eye in. So just kind of looking around.
Morden would come over and greet you. Thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoy the atmosphere. We're trying to blend the traditional of this theater with some of the more modern amenities and culture of current theater. So I'm glad to hope you find it to your liking. Is there anything in specific you're looking for? We have drinks. We do have a couple of small side stages for local performers on our off nights.
I mean, I'll take a drink or two for sure.
I try to keep everything a variety, local and international blends. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
I'll take a glass of Johnny Walker Black if you have it.
He goes over to the barkeep and kind of motions, and he goes, waves it over. The barkeep comes over with it, and he says, "So are you originally a Scot, or have you acquired the taste?"
No, I just acquired the taste. My family's my family's Jewish. I try to think of some funny way to put it, but it just didn't come to me.
Well, I appreciate your stopping out, and feel free to browse the venue. I'm hoping to get some larger shows going soon. Working on writing a couple pieces and organizing the troupe, as it were.
Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Be sure to tell your friends as well. It's an old building, but a new location.
And just so I'm not like completely misinterpreting, this is Moradin that he's talking to, right?
Yes.
Okay. What they mean? So it's pretty clear Nathan's changeling. He looks fairly similar to how he looks in the Autumn World. Only difference being his hair sticking straight up and his stark white, pretty ruddy. He's got some spirals going on the targeting reticle on it for reasons, and he's dressed in House Dougal colors. And he also has the belt denoting that he is a knight.
All right. Moradin's is well, his first and foremost, his eyes are the same color either way, because he has the changeling eyes flaw.
Oh yeah, that too.
But he's on the face side, he's dressed as a like a Shakespearean actor type outfit. Very, very, right to the, like he just stepped off the stage type. His, for the most part, otherwise fairly average looking, although you notice there's always kind of a like his hands are stained with ink a little bit, and he's got there's a like a large quill and a small pouch that clinks at his belt.
Nathan will extend his hand for a handshake.
He gives him a polite handshake.
Whenever he does, Nathan will kind of get in close and just kind of whisper in his ear. Pleasure to meet you.
He says, likewise. I'm sure we'll speak more, but in the meantime, the VIP section is upstairs.
I'll see you up there eventually, I'm sure. He's gonna start making his way up there so we can get other people in shift.
Okay. At which point Morden will kind of swing back to the door, greeting people he missed. Well, I really dropped the ball. I should have just had his Feymane be Tom Hiddleston in his Loki outfit. He might have to get a wardrobe update. But he'll loop back to the door, be greeting people. Travis or you, Brett?
All right, I'll go ahead. So Banu will walk up wearing what a mother might dress her 10 or 9-year-old boy in what they would consider to be, nice clothing, like a long-sleeved polo shirt, black slacks. Shirt would be like a red and blue. His hair is now back to the normal color and starting to get long again. Looks to be about 6'6", 6'7". Probably weighs about 300 pounds solid muscle, maybe a bit more right now. His Feymane is going to be basically a blue troll, about 8 foot tall, with similar golden hair, wearing a sash denoting his status as a squire of House Beaumain. He will walk up to Morden and extend a friendly hand to him. Hi.
He kind of looks up and looks up a little bit more, then shakes your hand and he says, well, good evening to you.
About 5 or 6 strength right there. I'm fine. How are you doing?
Just lovely. It's nice to see a successful opening, that we're getting people from all across the city coming in to visit.
That's good. There's a lot of people here. I hope it's you're not showing any of the movies like the movies I used to make, are you?
Well, we don't deal in modern film. It's traditional stage only.
Oh,
Find the market is a little different, but a lot more option to it.
you're not going to do any of the performances I used to do, are you?
I don't know if I'm familiar with your work offhand.
You can look it up online. At least I think so. The Riker said that the government was going to take it down and arrest everybody involved but me.
Sounds like a rather messy tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
You do have a flair for tragedy, but generally try to toe the line and keep the government out of it. They get finicky on certain subjects.
Well, it's okay. All the people involved are dead. Anyway, this place looks really nice. It's very classy. I wonder if Ping Mai would like this place. He's a fan of theater, but he's not a fan of the assholes in the tower who try to control everything.
Well, there's always somebody who thinks they know better what should and shouldn't be said.
Well, no, he just thinks that the people at the museum try to control everything.
Must be one hell of a museum if they control everything.
Oh, it's the museum. It's Adriana's museum, the place where we all meet and talk about things.
Well, I'm sure Dan Brown could write himself a fascinating novel about it as well.
I'm sure there's a lot of fascinating stuff going on. Do you perform?
I do. I'm actually in the process of establishing the troupe itself right now. We have a couple of books, but I also like to write some of my own works. Not to say that classics don't have their place, but one can only see Romeo and Juliet so many times before it loses its novelty.
Well, let me know if you need any help with, lifting and moving. I'm very good at lifting and moving.
I will keep that in mind. There's
sorry.
plenty of possibilities. And discussed doing a couple of different of the traditional Danish folklore tales. A Beowulf tale perhaps might have a good place for you.
He's going to look up briefly and say, "Oh, him." Magni says we used to fight alongside him.
Well, we've had, I imagine, like any other legends and tales, they change over time. So what matters is the one we tell now and the main fashion of telling it.
It's starting to be a dick already, huh? Sorry about that.
That's right. Google's decided to be only semi-cooperative.
It was working fine the other night. So, how many people are here? I mean, besides a lot of people. I'm guessing you invited a good amount of the court.
Well, I put the word out across the board. Whether they choose to attend or not remains to be seen.
I know people have been busy.
Well, I understand a busy city, but
I should let you get back to your guests. Hey, there's Nathan.
yes, I think he was just on his way upstairs. We have a VIP skybox lounge up there that allows us to speak a little more freely.
Ah, cool. Well, just as long as you don't do performances like I used to do, I'll really enjoy this place. And he'll start heading up towards the skybox.
All right. I think the only one we have left then is Travis. I don't know if Joey has returned or not.
So Aiden will show up. He's a semi well dressed dude. Like he's not dressed super nice, but he's dressed like dark hair, a bit of a beard, blue eyes, and everything, and makes his way through He appears to be looking at a little burner phone he has, and he's constantly like texting on it.
All right. Mordell kind of greet him and ask how he's finding the, thanks for stopping in. Are you looking for someone?
Oh no, I was just told I needed to come enjoy the arts today. So
Well, we hope to be proponents of a wide variety of arts here. I own the theater and also run the stage group, but we have some side stages that we'll be hosting musicians. Plenty of wall space. I hope to get some of the local artists to do some paintings in here, that sort of thing.
hey, that's definitely good.
Yes, I think it's important to include the community. They have a lot to offer us if we take the time to get to see it.
He nods.
Well, you're welcome to simply browse. As I said, we've only got a couple local musicians tonight. But the bartenders are in full swing, and there's plenty of folk milling about. I'm sure more will come and go.
He nods.
If you're a performer
I'll
yourself,
definitely-
I can arrange for a stage for you.
He kind of chuckles. No, not me. I'm not a performer.
Oh, well. We're all performers in one way or another, but some are better on display, whereas others are better left to their own devices.
He'll nod.
In the meantime,
He kind of moves off through the crowd. Oh, sorry.
As you start to head off, I'll say that we do have a VIP lounge upstairs if you wish to take a look.
Nods. Thank you. I think I'll do that. I'll head up there.
He's going to Mordell kind of swing over by his some of his staff and let them know he wants to check on the VIPs. He's going to wants to make sure that they're staying well sated. In the meantime, though, if anyone else should arrive, to let him know. And then he heads off upstairs to join everybody. So he'll come up, and upstairs is primarily people with, or the upstairs, I should say, is the supernatural community. So it's Skybox is looking out over the main floor. There is a bar up here, although it's not currently staffed. But he comes up and kind of starts moving through, thanking everybody again for coming out. That sort of thing. Introducing himself a little more.
Banyu is gonna find out if the bar has any of the things to make a chocolate banana milkshake.
It would. There is a freezer with some ice cream and stuff. So
He's gonna get behind the bar and start mixing the stuff up together.
Moy will come up and ask if he has a lot of training as a bartender that they haven't yet staffed the upstairs yet.
Bunny's gonna shake his head. No, but when Bill used to work for Riker, I used to watch him make milkshakes all the time, so I know how to make a milkshake.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Good milkshake is hard to come by sometimes.
He'll emphatically nod his head as he continues adding the ice cream, pouring the milk, getting the chocolate syrup, and slicing up some bananas, mashing them up, and putting them in as well. Does anybody else want some milkshake? He's going to look over at Satoshi. I know you can't have milkshake.
He'll nod his head. Thank
Yeah.
you for.
Moradin will look at you and he says, you know, when I was studying abroad, I did a brief stint in the Caribbean. I would like to call it education, but that might be a lie. But what I discovered is in any milkshake containing banana, a coconut rum is a fantastic additive.
Bunny's going to blink. I'm not allowed to drink.
Fair enough.
I just turned 18. He literally looks like he's still a teenager, just saying.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's legal in Hong Kong by now.
Riker said I wasn't supposed to drink because it would act like the milk that tasted funny with the pills.
I don't think you told me that story by now. I'm sure I want to hear that story though.
sounds like it could make a fantastic drama.
Doesn't Dehi said that I wasn't supposed to tell it all that often because it gives people nightmares?
Fair enough.
Well, and while that story might not be appropriate, I am, after all, a playwright as well, and I'm certainly always looking for additional stories to tell. So if there's a particular story you have a desire to have told, we can certainly sit down and work out an arrangement. Many people like to have stories told about politics or leaders, friends, rivals, whether that be a comedy or a drama. Sometimes even a tragedy is what's called for to properly convey the message.
Bunny's gonna close his eyes and he's gonna reopen them and says, Magni says all the stories that he knows violate the right of ignorance.
Good thing there aren't any regular people up here.
No, I just mean to be made into like a play or a movie or something.
There are,
Shouldn't be done.
of course, ways to all tales have two sides. One version for their intended audience and another that you give to the world at large. Romeo and Juliet was told much differently to their families than it is to people today.
Well, considering how that ended, I can understand. Magni says he'll think about it and may come up with some ideas.
Sometimes it is a story that hasn't happened yet, that you come to a writer simply with a point of inspiration, a place or a person, something that needs a catalyst. So, I'm certainly open across the board. I realize more of those may come from our own courts, but any kind of gestures to the individual who's obviously not drinking, and he will say, should your courts need someone to spin a tale, perhaps a comedy to challenge an ideal, a tragedy to allow a political shuffle, a drama to emphasize the tension in a particular situation, I'm certainly open to that work as well.
He'll smile and say, if the need ever arises, you will be the first person we will call.
Bainu's going to look over at Satoshi and say, well, I do know about the guy with the shadows. And then there was the lady that was the ghost that was also the vampire. Though she technically doesn't exist anymore. It's very confusing.
That seems to be so. I'm afraid I haven't heard about these people, though.
Well, the man with the shadows died because one of the swords killed him. And the lady who was the ghost, who was also the vampire, got written out of existence by the mages. But she was bad. She was trying to create a demon.
Unsavory business, that is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it would be a fascinating tale. Certainly something we could get involved in the.
I could tell you about the time I punched the head off of Dantain, but that's currently an ongoing investigation I'm not supposed to talk about.
Then you should probably not
Okay.
talk about it.
And he's going to start up the blender and start mixing everything together.
Many times as well, I know there are opportunities for us to get involved in a tale as it's yet to be told or simply beginning, and that is when opportunity to really truly spin that tale, to witness it firsthand, to become a narrator within it as it occurs. That is the ideal. That being said, tales that have passed but yet to be told are still important as well.
Well, next time I get into a fight, I can take you with me. Might be able to see something fun. He's going to pour the milkshake into the glass and say, if you want to add rum to that and give it to other people, I'm fine. This is all I want. Actually, it looks like he's made up like a decent, a good sized amount of milkshake, and he's only poured himself probably about a 32-ounce glass.
He'll look to either the other, to Nathan, Maiden, and ask if either of them would like a milkshake, Caribbean style or otherwise.
Go to this thing. Drop his glass and take a drink from him.
Eden will decline the offer personally.
It's good.
He'll ask Kim's character, whose name isn't showing up for me, if she would like it, he would like a drink at all.
His name's Toshi. but he'll shake his head and say, no, thank you. I have very particular tastes.
He'll nod and he'll say, well, I gathered by the gentleman's comment, but I do not open a place of hospitality ignorant to the needs of my guests either. So, provided some restraint can be shown and it's not going to result in a Shakespearean tragedy on the upper floor, I don't have any problems with it.
No, thank you.
Like anyone partaking in the must know their own limits.
Of course. Still, thank you for your hospitality, but I will still decline.
Very well then. So, as I've been only in the city a brief time and have been focused primarily on this project, tell me, are there any good dramas in the works? We have courts and houses galore. At some point, we should see some variety, whether that be alliances or tensions, outside interference.
Bunny just kind of looks
Nope.
lost at that.
No one knocking at the door looking for a political marriage, offering to trade military alliance for finance.
Aiden just shrugs. He's sitting off, like, kind of in the corner, just listening to everybody talk. He's not really saying anything.
I guess I'm pleased to hear it's a relatively stable city. That's a plus.
Not entirely. There is still this barrier keeping us trapped inside like little animals.
Well, my impression is that there are those barriers of some fashion in all cultures.
One's created by the technocracy.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, the big wall that turns people to ash if they walk through it.
It seems not necessarily the best.
It stretches through all realms, according to Jolie and Arthur. That it affects the Dreaming, the Umbra, the Shadowlands, Hell, the Astral Plane, normal world. That you can't fly through it. I've heard that vampires can drop down far enough to where they can walk under it. Is that true, Satoshi?
So you're asking if he can swim underneath the thing?
Well, he's asking if you know that if vampires can walk underneath it, like on the ocean floor.
I'm unsure if any of us have tried it, but given our lack of breathing, I'm sure it can be accomplished.
Well, that would be interesting to try to do that, as long as you don't go near the Marianas Trench.
And why is that?
Well, first of all, there's a big technocratic base there that's currently under our control. but it's sitting on top of a place that they called Relia, and that there's a thing down there called Cthulhu, and that if you poke him, he wakes up and kills people.
It seems that perhaps this wall structure, someone must maintain it. There must be engineers, workers, that sort of thing. I imagine
You'd have to talk to the higher ups about that. I don't know.
that someone's somewhere would be happy to apparently it was my turn to drop. You would think that someone would be perhaps happy to have a tragedy written about these engineers.
Well, he's gonna look over at Nathan and Satoshi. Do you guys know if there's anybody that Morden could talk to about what's going on with the wall? I think Tiger's still AFK. He's gonna.
These technocrats are a mage thing, if I remember correctly. Perhaps speaking to Atrian DeSalle, the speaker for their house, he could give you more details.
He's really, really, really old, from what I hear.
Tosh will just kind of shrug.
Well, I'm certainly open to talking to whoever might be relevant. If you happen to bump into any of them, please send them my way.
While the speakers have phone numbers posted, I could give them to you. He's gonna motion to Satoshi. Satoshi is the speaker for the House of Staves.
I see.
At your service.
Well, it sounds like you had certainly some basic information. If you could relay my contact information to the other speakers and let them know I'm looking to perhaps get involved. These modern tragedies have a way of sparking people's imaginations. The conspiracy theorists love them.
He'll nod. And, so, of course.
Excellent. In the meantime, if anyone has any other things they wish to discuss, I'm open to recognize that not all tales need to be citywide. Many of them are more personal.
Viney's just drinking his milkshake.
I missed the discussion. What did I miss?
Oh, he was trying to find out stuff about the wall and the technocrats and stuff.
I did get asked to help with something involving that by Gravedigger.
Gravedigger's really weird.
Yes. It's a little strange.
Well, there's always certainly will be a place to start, I suppose. Morden is kind of, you can see he's kind of, thinking over where he should start and that sort of thing. Well, I'm more than happy to get in on these projects. If anyone does come up with any smaller scale or more personal ones, we're happy to discuss those. If anyone knows anyone looking for work, I'm in need of a bartender or two. We have stages for musicians and performers, poets alike. And I will still be looking for a few more staff to add to my troupe.
I know one person who's a musician. I can ask him.
That would be fantastic.
Alistair go through. He plays violin.
I do know one gentleman who plays violin. It may be the same one, but
Because I think it'll be a great point right here. Satoshi will kind of stand up and bow to Morden and say, thank you for your generous hospitality this evening, but I'm afraid that there are other matters that I must attend to. It was quite enjoyable to be here.
certainly thank you for the visit. We hope you stop back in the future.
I do intend to. This place seems very welcoming. And as I said before, if there's any need of a storyteller in the House of Staves, I shall give you a call.
Certainly. Thank you.
I'll nod, and then nod to everyone else and say, have a good evening.
Bunny will
Walk out.
give that wave.
As he's leaving, somewhere off camera, Satoshi exits stage right and Alistair enters stage left. This dude will just walk up with a violin case on his back. Not a hard case though. He's using a soft case. Hard cases are heavy bitches. And so he'll just walk in, look around, just be like, sup?
Yeah, Alistair. Talk about it.
Hey,
Good
Nathan.
evening, Alistair.
Oh, sup, Morden.
Not a lot. We're just getting to know some people outside our little circle.
Ooh, nice.
Bainu's gonna stand behind you and poke your wings. Because I don't think Bainu's actually met you before.
Nope, I don't think they have. and he'll kind of flap them once or twice, obviously, because it's like a 20-foot wingspan for like an average dude. He's not gonna extend them or flap them too hard. Then he'll look over and say, why, hello there.
Hello.
I'm Alistair.
Your character is Zanaka, right?
Yeah, he's got like the white face paint and red ruddy skin and swirls and all that.
So I'm Bainu. And he's Magni, and he'll point right over his shoulder. He's pointing to his face, you mean?
Alistair will wave over his shoulder because I think, yeah, Bainu's still behind him, and I'll just be like, hello.
Where'd you get your wings?
Looked to Nathan and said, I did this, the chrysalis thing, and they just sort of appeared.
You mean you weren't bound in iron chains like I was?
No. I mean, to be fair, I don't think iron would do too much against me, though.
Just kind of looking.
And he'll, if he's looking at a particular spot, Alistair will just kind of, extend his wings and let him look.
He's just looking you all over curiously.
Is everything okay? Is this like a test or something?
Huh? No, it's just you've got hair that's white, and you've got eyes that are purple, and you got wings.
I'll point to Nathan and say, I've been told I'm a knocker, so.
Oh,
So that's white and a purple eye.
he tells me I'm a troll. He's gonna point
You are a
right
troll.
again over his shoulder. I know I'm a troll.
Don't think I've ever met a troll before. And he'll kind of extend his hand for a handshake.
He'll shake his hand with strength 6. Sorry, I don't know my own strength. That's what Linglu says to me all the time.
Alistair's doing that kind of like over exaggerated, oh, my hand, and he's like holding it in his other hand.
Be like, no, don't be hurt. Don't be hurt. Where's Arthur Sweet? Arthur Sweet heals people.
It's a joke, dear. It was.
Oh,
You're
okay.
just very, very strong grip. Look to Nathan and just kind of mouth the words, "Oh my god!"
He'll proudly put his hands on his hips and say, I am quite strong, and I'm very fast.
But can you outrace a hare?
Bainu's going to pluck a hair off his head and throw it, and he's going to run past it. Yep.
Okay, maybe I should have said bunny rabbit. Hare is just like, yeah. I meant a rabbit. The turtle and the tortoise and the hare. The whole. Okay.
He knows that story. I don't. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, it's just tortoise outran a hare and everything. That because the hare was being a massive dickwad.
Dicks have what?
No, it's. He'll just look to Nathan. He's just, that look on his face is just like, what do I do?
It's a fable by now.
Oh, sorry. I probably knew the story when I was a child, but after the milk that tasted funny and the weird pills, I don't remember that anymore.
I suggest, my friend, you find a more reputable nightclub to visit. If you are encountering issues with funny tasting beverages and pills.
No, this was the before time. This was 7, 8 years ago. but I don't remember anything before that. And he's going to look over his shoulder and he said, Magni says that I need to follow Des and Dehi's advice and not talk about it, so I don't give people nightmares, because nightmares are bad for our people. Matter of fact, nightmares are so bad for our people, and he's going to put his hands on his shoulder, on his hips again, and say, "We hunt them."
I mean, personally, I think nightmares would be bad for anybody.
Well,
Aiden's texting over in the corner intensifies as he's listening.
nightmares have a bad habit of affecting our people, so that's why Magni and his friends a long time ago used to hunt them. They were the four-colored warriors.
But Magni will tell them that they're your friends.
Oh, right, they're my friends too. If I ever find them again.
I'm sure you'll find them eventually.
So if you know any nightmares, let me know and I'll punch him. And when he brings up his hand in his face, aiming, you see the bracelet on his shoulder transform into a golden blazing gauntlet. And then it turns back to normal.
Okay, man. Yeah, I'll do that. Just look where you're swinging that glove.
Sure, it's
Don't
not
worry,
enough we
only-
got Loki.
Oh, sorry, what'd you say?
I said out of character, it's not bad enough we've got Loki, now the Infinity Gauntlet's here too.
I
It-
mean,
Basically, have you ever seen Ruby?
Yeah.
Yang's knuckle dusters, those are his weapons, but they're infired, so they're flaming. Don't worry, I won't hurt. I only hurt bad things with these.
that's very noble of you.
There was the nightmares. There was the Dantain. Oh, there was the what's her name? Sam,
Iski?
the infernal mage. There's a few things. I don't like hurting people, but I do it to protect the people I care about. It's not my fault I'm good at it.
As soon as he says that, Nathan just kind of gets a faraway look on his face, and he's just kind of like, oh. He's remembering things he has done that he's not terribly proud of.
The smudge on the wall. Is that
No, it's the firebombing downtown New York.
Oh,
He's going to point to the milkshakes that he made and say, "Would you like a milkshake, Alistair?" That's what they called you, right?
Yeah, Alistair Gautreaux or Allie. It doesn't matter.
Would you like a milkshake? Apparently, Moradin, you said your name was Moradin. He puts rum in it, but I'm not supposed to drink it because it acts on me badly.
Yeah, typically alcohol's kind of bad for anyone in your liver, and all that sort of stuff. It's like with smoking. I will take coffee though. Oh, I could go for a cup of coffee right now.
Do you want me to add coffee to the milkshake?
His eyes will kind of light up, and it's just like, you can do that?
I can. Here, well, what he'll do is he'll pour out some milkshake into a cup. And is there any coffee that's been brewed already?
He's got a couple different crafts of iced coffee, iced teas.
All right, he'll grab a carafe of iced coffee, mix it in, take one of those long bartender spoons and swirl it all together. And then he'll take some whipped cream and put it on top, and then hand it over to Alistair.
He'll take a big gulp and get like some whipped cream on his nose. We'll just say,
Oh, I forgot the straw. I'm sorry.
"Oh no, this is fine. Straw takes time." Thank you. It's very good.
It's chocolate banana with coffee mixed into it.
You know, I don't like banana all that much, but it works very well with the chocolate and the coffee.
hmm So Bill used to make the best milkshakes. But he's a big important night now. He doesn't have time to, make things. And when Bosco was around, he used to make vodka sundaes.
Yeah, I don't know who either of them are, but I'm sure they made some really good milkshakes.
They were my friends. Haven't seen Bosco around lately. Bill's very busy being a knight of the court.
Yeah, but I had a small proposal for you.
What'd you say?
I knew I had a little proposal for you.
Okay, what's up?
Might need extra security at my my workshop.
Security at where?
My shop where I sell my clocks and stuff.
Moyden kind of perks up at that, and he says, "You have a shop?"
Yes, I make weapons for just for all the changelings, and then clocks for whoever.
Well, we may have to work out an arrangement. We have need of further props, I am sure, for some of our plays. As we write new ones, we may find that a specific play demands a very specific tool to convey it correctly.
Alistair's gonna look over at Morden, and it's just kind of like that exaggerated, why face. He doesn't say anything, but it's just kind of like, why do you have to speak in riddles?
You're not quite sure if he noticed or not, but he does have a little bit of a smirk on his face.
The point is, I did something that might upset the She of House Splitting. Not try to cut my luck in my my shop.
Oh, was it that thing we were talking about the other day before we headed off to the Besden and did like hours of paperwork, and I'm pretty sure I broke my hand?
There's in fact that since the mountains of paperwork, everyone can notice Nathan's hand twitches into the shape normal.
Moyden kind of strides over to him quickly, and he grabs him by the shirt, and he says, "This, my boy, this is what I'm talking about. You have a spurned woman, the artisan crafter, whose shop is in danger. All the makings of a tale right there. We must sit down and decide how does this tale continue." Where do we take it from here? Is this to be a comedy, a romance, a tragedy? You have so many avenues before you.
Morden.
Bainu's going to raise a hand real quick. He's going to say, if I punch him into a wall, does that make it a comedy?
Yes.
Okay.
But Morden, first, I think before you try to get all crazy and make this shit a play, maybe we should defend this dude's shop. That being said, Nathan, if you need some booby traps, I got you. I can make some bombs. It'll be great. I can put some iron in there. Got it.
He'll kind of like think for a second. Iron probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Okay, I can do it without the iron. Like, you know, I didn't know if you were going for like maximum damage on this guy in case he tried anything or what.
Just I want him to know to stop, and then if he continues to try things, then we can.
Well, has he tried anything so far?
Not yet.
He might not have even noticed, to be completely honest with you.
I noticed. Because he is fast and also very strong.
I'm very fast and very strong.
We should pit the two of them up against each other, see who comes out the victor. That sounds like a great Saturday evening. Can we do it? And we can get the goblin involved too. He can bust some kneecaps.
Yes, he does.
Moradin turns and he pulls out a like theater mask, you know, like the plain white full face mask. And somewhere he drew a stiletto from, and he points the stiletto kind of just out into the crowd, holds up the mask, and he goes, "A dramatic tragedy it is. We have explosives, we have blood
Typing
sport."
intensifies even.
He looks over at Nathan and says, "We have the righteous craftsman in his shop. We have the spurned nobility coming in their arrogance. Yeah. Turns around, hops right up on the bar, and he says, "Imagine explosions, smoke, shadows, the flash of a blade, and the arrogant one is turned away.
Bainu's just drinking his milkshake.
It's the guy. Also, he just kind of insulted a bunch of us and was kind of do air quotes ominous. You know,
Yeah. Best part is he was doing all of this and didn't even know how to read.
Is this that one that was in the museum the last time I went in there?
Jesus fucking Christ, you're alive.
He
Physically.
he looks up from his phone. Hey, I just have to keep to my granny going.
Alright. But yes, yeah, it was.
Does he have any strong feelings about doors?
He,
I haven't asked-
he Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
He guards doors for a Gravedigger's nightclub.
I could door him. I've doored people before.
I'll give you like $5 if you do that.
That won't be necessary. You'll just have to replace the door I rip off.
I can do that too.
Okay. Very idea to hit somebody at the higher rank.
A very what?
A very bad idea to hit somebody with a higher rank without provocation.
Is that what
However, you
Maggie's
can
telling
also
Daniel?
challenge them.
Pretty much.
My friend, the important part about a door is behind every door is a shadow.
But the guy who used the shadows is dead.
But anyone with a touch of subtlety can use the shadows. It seems that perhaps the correct answer is a dash of intrigue and drama into a righteous tragedy. An arrogant buffoon, felled by a knife from the shadows, while simply fulfilling his duty. Was it vengeance? Simply misfortune? Did he leave behind a young child who will grow up to become a superhero?
Texting intensifies again.
Vanyu just blinks and eats and drinks his milkshake.
Dark alleys and doorways are dangerous places. And in dangerous places, the most interesting stories tend to occur.
By the way, Tiger, Aiden's mentor is getting a text. Said, was that Ecstatix we were drinking with yesterday? Did they slip LSD into our drinks again?
I'm gonna PM you the answer.
Okay. He is so confused right now.
Alistair's gonna take his violin case off of his back, open it, pull out his bow, and tighten it, and then point it at Travis. Is that his name? Aiden. Okay, at Aiden, and say, "Are you gonna join the conversation, or are you just gonna text? Because it's kind of weird, and I'm prepared for some really bad shit to happen. I think you're just like tattletaling or something. It's kind of like really awkward and creepy."
I don't know, I just don't have anything to add to the conversation yet. I mean, if I have something to add, I'll add it, but right now I'm texting McGran.
Can you just ask questions?
Okay. I don't know. I'm back there texting a whole bunch. And I'll kind of, just set his bow down on his violin, not untightening it or anything.
Drinking milkshake.
Well, my friend, it seems that you have perhaps more interesting stories hiding within you than you thought. And I suspect that we may have the ability to help you spin them to your benefit. This tale, I think, however, is one that perhaps you need to ponder a bit more, and we can discuss how to proceed. In the meantime, is there anything else we might wish to discuss?
Aiden just. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. And, I just like, I don't know. Can't really think of anything else.
He looks up from his phone, looks everyone. Goes, what's everyone's like? All these names you guys have been throwing on? Are these like names I can use on the street, or would I have to use different names if I like run into you guys on the street or something?
Can't think of any names that you could use
Moradin
on
kind
the
of
street.
looks a little puzzled and he says, "Oh, that's the name on the marquee, so that should be fine for me." It's a little bit odd, but that's what happens when you live in a country that grants knighthoods to storytellers.
Bainu is my name. It's the only name I've known, really. I apparently had a name before, but I don't know it anymore. It's just what the Tongs called me. Ping Mai
He
says
nods.
it's a very strong name. It means white bull. Now you guys are a little bit closer. You can see there's still a pale band around his neck like a tan line.
Certainly worse names you could have.
Mm-hmm. Still, Magni says that our name is Magni, though. And that when I'm in court, I'm supposed to call myself Magni. Still would be nice to know what my real name is.
Names are a slippery thing. Who is to define a real? Is your real name the one someone else gives you? Or is it the one you make for yourself?
It's a good question. I just know that I'm Bainu, and that's how I'll be until Magni and I are fully one. But probably wouldn't say you know me around the docks or downtown or any place where the triads might be because they're protective of me. Not that they have to be. I'm very strong. By the way, did we ever get that thing settled with the plague?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Awesome. I was tired of setting dead bodies on fire.
Yeah.
I suppose that's less amusing than live ones.
Well, they haven't
Aiden
said
looks
any.
up and just has this look of what the fuck on his face.
But he's just like, to be fair, they never let me go that far. Usually it's just douse them with gasoline and hold a match, and then they start talking.
Ethan's just like,
Well, it's part of the art. Be amazed how quick they'll spin a tale for you when you're properly motivated.
Ping Mai always said I'm very good at giving proper motivation. Well, I should probably get going. My girlfriend's probably worried about me. You guys have a good night. Does this, does the young boy wave, and he'll put down his glass and he'll walk off.
Morden thanks him for coming and tells him to have himself a safe evening.
You guys too. Be
Looks
careful
forward
out
to
there.
talking again.
What?
conversation Jimmy's having with his mentor.
Oh, that was great. Aiden just he looks very pale and he stands up and he says, well, I think I'm going to go now. It was a lovely time here at the theater. I think I'll come back sometime and see the sights. And I need to roll his manipulation subterfuge. This bitch ain't ever coming back.
That's very nice.
Hey, he has one success.
That's what opposed
Mm-hmm.
perception.
As he's hurrying out the door, he says that.
Perception, empathy, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Such an
Two successes on a perception, empathy. So Moradin would get the impression, I imagine, that is not a true statement.
You kinda. That this dude is not okay with coming back here.
My friend, I hope we do encounter one another again, and you're certainly most welcome anytime. I imagine you have many tales of your own to tell. And I wish you luck in your endeavors.
He nods as he he's speed walking out that door.
Yeah, it is getting kind of late. I'll thank you for your hospitality, William.
Yes, it was a pleasure having guests, and I hope we can meet again, whether you're tale requires my aid in telling or not, I think we can certainly do business. And there's certainly other opportunities. There's more of the theater C. Some of it not so easy to see for others, shall we say. But should you find yourself needing a place to rest and simply daydream, as it were, we have some space for that.
No, no. And if you need props or whatever in the future, here is my card. And he'll pull out a business card and hand it to Morden.
Thank you. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten cards yet, but I'm here if you need to find me.
If you look at the card, it says Lewinsky Clock Shop.
All right. And I think the only one left then is Alistair.
Yep. Alistair's gonna, put his bow back into its case and kind of sling it over his shoulder and say, well, it was fun up here, getting to talk to everybody. Don't know what was up with the Binu guy. Seems pretty cool.
Seems like a nice fellow. Fairly large, but offered to aid us if we need a stagehand.
Why? We're in private. Why do you keep putting it all that way? We're killing people.
No, I think his intention was literal. I think if we needed someone to help with Sats, he was volunteering.
It was kind of narrow his eyes, but it's kind of like that playful, narrowing of eyes. Okay. I don't know. It's just hard to tell with you because you kind of, I don't know, like romanticize all that sort of stuff. Like I read the note on the billboard. Like it sounded, literally just talking about, oh yeah, you want some poems written. It's all cool, dude. Not for this little whatever the king did, man.
It's a plausible deniability too, however.
I mean, you're right.
Keeps the wrong people from looking too hard.
Just a little confusing, though.
I imagine we will find a balance somewhere. I mean, certainly when it is just those of us in the know, the discussion can be a little more open. This Nathan fellow I hadn't met prior to tonight. We had others that I wasn't familiar with. Not sure what was up with the other guy on his phone there. He didn't say a whole lot, so I don't want to go talking too openly. There's always politics involved. I'm sure you've started to pick up on that.
I hate politics. They're fucking annoying. But yeah, I got your meaning. I don't know. Like, if you want to meet some more people, like, seriously, just kind of show up at the museum. And I don't know, it's something weird, but like, you go into the museum, 99% of the time, at least one other person is just gonna walk in and talk with you. Like, I don't know what it is. It's kind of nice if you want some company.
Yeah, that may be a possibility as well. Getting to know some of the other hot spots of town.
Mm-hmm. It's really just the museum and this one fountain. It's this one particular fountain. It's a very nice fountain, mind you.
Well, we're hoping that perhaps this theater can be something of the sort as well. Who knows, perhaps they'll be telling stories about how we control the city soon.
I mean, if you want to control the city, that's up to you, man. I just kind of want to see explosions. I
Something
want to
tel-
see a lot of explosions.
something tells me the folks at the museum don't literally control the city either, but the presentation is such.
Nah, like I think these I don't think the people at the museum. That's like what's her face? Adriana? Yeah, I think the ones who actually literally control the city are like these technocratic bastards. Who've got this like wall up and they're putting up this free Wi-Fi and they're like little robot or whatever. Gideon hopped into my phone and people started breaking phones and I was like, why would you do that to the technology? I could have talked to it and they just broke it.
Yeah. There's a level of paranoia that goes with technology in and of itself.
Technology never harmed anyone. Okay, actually, yeah, it did a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and kind of just play.
Yeah,
A little
certainly
bit.
mill about. You're welcome to perform. Enjoy your evening, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, like, is this whole little thing still a thing? Because I don't know where the other guy went.
You know, I haven't heard a whole lot, but I think options are still there. We have the tools to do it either way.
Sounds good. Have a good night. Thanks for. I'm assuming like this milkshake and everything was your materials, so thank you for supplying that. So Binu could do that. It was really good.
Certainly. I want to let you get down to the stage and have a good evening.
I'll give a thumbs up and head off.
And he kind of goes back and just mills around a little bit. So. I think that will do it unless anyone has anything else.
I'm good.
Going to bed.
All right. Well, then, this has been another episode of the Hong Kong House of Cards. Thank you, players, for playing, watchers for watching, and we'll look forward to having you join us again.